A former local priest is set to face a judge this week for allegedly sexually abusing a boy in the early 80s. Father Kevin Facette has been indicted today by a grand jury following an extensive review of clergy child sexual abuse within the Diocese of Providence. 12 News reporter Anita Buffoni spoke to the state's Attorney General today. She joins us now live in studio with the story. Anita?
Well, Mike, Father Kevin Facette is accused of allegedly raping a boy roughly 3 decades ago. He is the 4th priest to be charged following an Attorney General review of records into clergy child sexual abuse within the Providence Diocese.
A former local priest joins a growing list of clergy accused of sexual assault in Rhode Island. Father Kevin Facette has been charged for allegedly abusing a boy between January 1981 and December 82. The Attorney General's office says the alleged assault happened while Kevin Facette was serving as deacon in Our Lady of Victory Parish in Hopkinton and as a chaplain at Rhode Island Hospital. This charge coming to light after a review by records provided by the Diocese of Providence done by the Attorney General into child sexual abuse. Kevin Facette is listed in those records as credibly accused of abusing minors.
That work, that second look, with the state police that resulted in the charges that we brought today.
Father Kevin Facette was removed from ministry in 2009 after state police said a credible allegation was made against him, but the statute of limitations prevented authorities from charging him. However, the AG's office says there is no statute of limitations on first-degree sexual assault, but they would not confirm if the 2009 accusation is related to this recent indictment.
The situation on the ground changes. There could be new evidence. A victim could be more willing to testify today than a decade ago, and I'm not saying that's the case in this particular case, but there are lots of reasons why a case that may not be there some time ago becomes viable later.
The Attorney General says Kevin Facette was never dismissed from priesthood following the 2009 abuse allegation.
Now, Kevin Facette now lives in Killingly, Connecticut, but is expected to be back in Providence later this week for an arraignment on the sexual assault charge. I'm Anita Buffoni, 12 News.
Tonight, a former Rhode Island priest has a court date for this week. I'm Chelsea Jones.
I'm Mike Montecalvo. He served in a church, a school, and a hospital. But today, Father Kevin Facette is now charged in a 40-year-old sexual assault case.
12 News reporter Anita Buffoni tells us about the Attorney General's investigation. Anita.
Well, Chelsea and Mike, Father Kevin Facette joins a growing list of priests accused of sexual assault. This latest charge follows an ongoing review by the Attorney General of clergy child sexual abuse in the Diocese of Providence.
A former local priest is being accused of first-degree sexual assault for allegedly raping a boy sometime between January 1981 and December 82. The accused is Father Kevin Facette, who once worked at St. Leo the Great Church in Pawtucket, Bishop Hendricken High School, and the former chaplain of Rhode Island Hospital. Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Nerona announced the charge Monday. His office tasked with reviewing diocesan records of allegations dating back to the 50s after the Diocese of Providence released a list of dozens of priests credibly accused of abusing minors. Kevin Facette is on that list.
We always anticipated that in the course of that review, particularly if we were doing it the right way, that cases might emerged from that review, and this is the 4th case that has.
He was removed from ministry in 2009 after a credible allegation against him, but Father Kevin Facette was never dismissed from priesthood, according to the Attorney General's office. This archive video shows supporters of his outside his former parish after he was accused more than a decade ago. State police said at that time, although it was a credible allegation, they couldn't charge him because of statute of limitations. However, the AG's office said Rhode Island doesn't have a statute of limitation on first-degree sexual assault, but would not confirm if it was linked to the 2009 accusation.
But whether they came up this year or last year or 40 years ago, they are obviously equally important, and we're really committed to seeking justice on behalf of those victims.
Now, the Providence Diocese says they have worked with the Attorney General in this case. The now 66-year-old is living in Killingly, Connecticut, and is expected to be before a judge in Providence this Wednesday to answer to this charge. I'm Anita Buffoni, 12 News.